Welcome to another episode of Sketchbook Blues. Let's face it, I have pretty much an unlimited supply of old drawings from when I was a child, so let's get started. Let's kick things off with this little cartoon guy I did, and I was like, I'm gonna color him in, and then I did his leg, and I was like, God, this is boring. You can barely see it, but I tried to make my own Dragon Ball Z character, and if you want to know the secret formula for Dragon Ball Z characters, number one, obviously, spiky hair, but mostly a complete lack of understanding of how a muscular anatomy works. And I had envisioned this whole story for him to fit into the plot of Dragon Ball Z. What he would do is he would come in, and he would talk about how they needed to train really hard to defeat the bad guys. He wouldn't actually do it, he would just spend 20 episodes talking about training and how it's important to train, and then the climax of that season is that he would start to train. So here's a little book I made called The Great Warrior Battles, where I did all these different like sort of sci-fi hero characters with like little bios and stats. This one is Cosmo, who is frankly a pioneer in the fashion of shoulder pads. I think he could really steal the show at the Met Gala. So this one is Galaxier. He's got a big old gun right there. His info said, this gun-loving fighter is known for revenge besides his guns. He's a very intelligent inventor, but only of guns. He has created over 250 guns. Hobby? Creating guns. If you look really hard, you can see an NRA membership card and a bumper sticker on his gun that says Trump 2020. This is Cyber Surfer, who surfs the cyberspace? I don't know. And he's this hand, what is that supposed to be? Is that like one of those little honey dipper things? That's his weapon, a honey hand. He defeats his enemies by getting them as uncomfortably sticky. This guy's name is Techno, which is I think is fitting because he looks like he's doing one of those like fire dancing things at like a rave. Definitely a fan of EDM. His hobby isn't listed, but I think that's what it is, raves. He thought the sci-fi hero with a surfboard was cool. Check out rollerblades, yeah. And his weapon is one of those electric knives used to carve turkeys, so don't mess with Blade Roller, alright? His hobbies are riding on tracks. What? What tracks? Tubulk. This fighter is said to be one of the more crazed ones on account of he uses tubes as weapons. What is a tube gonna do? He's got a little pet tube robot. Weapons. Red tube, orange tube, green tube, yellow tube, blue tube, purple tube, black tube, white. Good thing I copyrighted this because Dr. Seuss had his mitts on this one. This is Eltron, and what is his outfit supposed to be? Is he covered in leeches? Is that what's happening? Okay, now here's where things start getting really clever. This is Huntro, hobby, hunting. This is Destructo, hobby, destroying. This is Quake, hobby. You might think it's making earthquakes. No, it's making statues. He does a little bit of sculpting on the side, you know? It's something that clears his mind, gives him some peace. This is Radiator, and his hobby says training, but I think it should be, keeping you toasty in the winter months. And then I have like entire fiction stories written by hand in the back. When Eltron was young, he didn't have many friends. He would always set traps all over the place that people would fall on. Here's some advice. You want to make friends? Don't set booby traps. So here you see like a map, and it's not what it looks like, because this is actually a game I would play against myself where I would imitate real-time strategy computer games where you like build armies and collect resources and try to destroy the enemy, but I would play it against myself, so it was just sort of like, I'm building an army and I'm gonna go beat the bad guys and hope they don't hurt me. Guess what? Turns out I won, right? Weird. This one's actually kind of cool. This is a cartoon character named Marsling who I did various things with, but I was pretending like he was in a video game, so these were his like different power-ups, and each one was based on like a different form of energy, like in physics, so he had like electric energy with like electricity across his antennas, thermal where he'd make fire. Speaking of characters like that, this was me trying to make my own Pokemon. It was like this little turtle thing, and his back shell thing was a geyser, which is similar, I guess, to the tortoise with a volcano on his back, and there's probably another Pokemon that's similar to that, but I was quite proud of that. It's a little, like, geyser Pokemon. Geysersaur is evolving into Old Faithful. That's it for this episode of Sketchbook Blues. That was quite a journey. I hope you... Let me know which one was your favorite or your least favorite. Be sure to give me a like and subscribe, and remember, there's no superhero concept that's too stupid. Do it. Follow your heart. Is that the lens?